Hi everyone. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Just to introduce myself, I am a medium. I'm a no tools reader, but I use tools for confirmation. This isn't going to be a reading. I don't want to say right off the bat that I'm not going to pull tarot cards because I am a medium. Absolutely everything that I do is divinely guided. So I connect with the other side, and if they tell me pull a card here, pull a card there, while I carry on with the intent of this video, I'm gonna do it. There are no limits. But don't click off, because I actually find the information that I'm going to share with you guys today in the way that I organized it for myself. Okay, I'm letting you guys into my brain, basically, right? Because these are all things that I've written down and organized and aligned for myself. This is how I live. I'm so, you don't even know how my brain works. I like to put puzzle pieces together, and this moon cycle, has a meaning with this, and this tarot card, and the Kabbalah, and that's how I am. You will literally come into my house and make fun of me because it's like Friday night and I'm sitting like an architect with a huge paper writing things down and putting, this is how I am. So I'm like, why not share this with you guys? This is wealth. This is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. I guarantee you will know by the end of this video if the person you have been watching readings for, if you want to click off, the person you're about to click off for to watch readings about, for those of you that stay, if you follow with what I'm saying, you will know by the end of this video if you actually have a divine connection with this person. Because it is written, guys. Everything is written. Everything is written. Once you become closer and closer to the divine, the planets, the transits, your natal chart, the planetary forces, the moon cycles, and understand that we are not to live separate, and that is God, right? When we understand that all of that is supposed to be part of our lives, then we can actually learn to start to integrate this information into our lives, to literally know what to expect, to ease the suffering that we all go through, to make better sense of our lives. Because it is all written. Seriously. If I sat down with your natal chart and the person you watched for natal chart, that person is in your chart somewhere. The thing is, we are shifting in consciousness as a whole, right? This is not some new age spirituality concept. No. First of all, astrology and astronomy has been important since the beginning of time. If anything, it's how people connected since the beginning of time. It's almost like we went backwards, right? As we began to become brainwashed and controlled. I'm not going to get into all these rants. I'm going to just go straight into these astrological events, guys. I'm sorry, but I can really go on and on about this kind of stuff. That we became advanced in many ways, but when it comes to this, we have lost our power. So I've channeled, and I wrote it in my community post when I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, when I found out after the Hurricane Dorian prediction video that I posted, because I've been having crazy experiences. I had that channeled message. Since the beginning of time, if you look at history books, what has been happening? Cycles change. thought processes change. We are upgrading, okay? The thing is, what happens is that the majority of you here are empaths or intuitives or highly sensitive. If you're not a light worker or a psychic or a medium, especially. Okay? But if you're a psychic or a medium, I feel like you probably know most of this. Actually, not really. Because mediumship has nothing to do with astrology. People ask me all the time, what do you do to connect? And I don't want to sound like a you know what, but anyone that sits and like starts like meditating like for 3 hours on a camera, like that's not how it works. Like, listen, actually, mediumship was a huge source of my trauma my entire life because I didn't choose it. I just opened my eyes and there are people all over the freaking place talking, getting messages, whatever. Like I just ate a sandwich and this person's here, this energy's here. That's how it works, okay? However, so that doesn't mean that we know the knowledge of astrology either. However, I have noticed when I made my blueprint of all of these events, because I'm going to break down the whole year and into next year. I'm just going to do it, okay? How I did it for myself. I literally realized there were dates that I wrote down from astrological events that are coming up, that are significant, that literally coincide completely with everything that I have been channeling. That is a perfect example of how connected we are to these forces and the universe. Literally. This information is way too much. It sounds easy because I'm just sharing it with you on a video, but I sat down for like, I swear to God, probably like 2 days putting dots together and writing things down, you know, because it's a lot of information. So it's not something that I can just think about or remember. And I channeled some of these dates. You'll hear it when I talk about it for those that have been following me for a while. I was like, wow. So for those that have been following me for a while, that's just more confirmation. So a lot of us are empaths and intuitives, right? So you are more sensitive to these astral currents, to these planetary forces, to the moon cycles and such. You watch videos about manifestation. You watch videos about raising your vibration. You watch a video about the full moon in Pisces and how it's going to do this, do this, do this, do this. And then you turn around and you're like, but none of this crap is happening for me. What the hell? Because we're not putting the pieces together. Right? It's hard to do that. It's very complex. Okay, so I'm here going to attempt to just share the forecast, right? And what's been going on. So as empaths, you're born, you feel these energies, you feel this, everything that I'm going to share, right? The anxieties because of this planet, the karma, but you were never given the opportunity because that's the time that we grew up in, the society. This is not integrated in our society yet. It will be. I channel that. There's going to be a time. That's what we're evolving. That's where we're evolving to. Okay, where everyone's going to eventually, like being psychic and whatever is just going to be the norm. You know? You were never even given the opportunity to even know that there was anything out there, let alone protect yourself in advance, knowing that on this date there's going to be a retrograde and you're going to be feeling a little bit whatever because you're highly sensitive to planetary forces. So you should probably be aware of that as a self-soothing tactic, right? We were never given that power. Okay? Never. And it's life-changing once you start to live in a synchronized fashion with the universe. Doesn't mean you have to change your personality. You still go out, do whatever you do. But this is supposed to be a part of life. Seriously. Okay? So I'm going to try to put all this stuff together because it's all going to make sense. If you are in a true divine connection, or if somebody in your life everyone in your life is meant to be in your life, but if someone was put in your life for a big reason, you are going to know and realize. Jaw's probably going to drop because these events to the date are going to coincide with things that you guys went through. So you don't have to say, is he my twin or is he my soulmate? You will know, right? You will know. You will know. The more knowledge that we have, the better our outcome. Spiritually, in the material world, and for your legacy, okay? Getting closer to your soul. We keep hearing major shifts are happening, but what does it even mean? I feel a lot of us know what it means and a lot of us don't, right? What we do now, the reason that the energies now are so important, especially, and the actions that we take, why now it's so important, and why I feel like if you're ever going to learn about connecting with astrology and such, why now is the time to do it, okay? It's because whatever choice you make now is going to impact your life for decades. Newsflash, you guys. We may be immortal spiritually as a soul, but we die. So we are closing out a 34 to 35 year cycle of karma, which means whatever you do now will impact you for the next 34 to 35 years. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be pretty old by then. You know? So, if I'm doing this for myself, which has played a major role in my development, in my healing, in my peace, and everything, it is just so liberating. I'm going to share it with you any chance I get. Okay? Okay. So, you guys know that intro it's not really an intro. It's all meaningful information. All right? We just had, on Friday the 13th, in some countries the 14th, the Pluto full moon. Okay. That is, so you've probably seen a video, the rarest full moon. Okay? Very unusual planetary alignment. Okay? Sounds major. Okay, great. Let's talk about what that even means. This alignment of this particular full moon brings major change, came to bring major change into our lives. Okay? I'm going to speak about it in a broad sense now, and then I'm going to open this book where I have like literally all my dates. Spiritually, romantically, financially. You're not supposed to look at these energies as something overnight. Like the Pisces full moon is going to bring a major change. Where's my fortune? You know, that's not how it works. We are closing out a 35 to 36 year cycle, a 13-year cycle. Okay? We just closed out a 2-year cycle in January 2019. And in the summer of next year, we're closing out another 2-year cycle. Literally, that is how life works. It's cycle among cycles among cycles. Do we know what that means? Karma, energy, transmuting energy. Whatever happened 35 years ago, if you're not even 35, doesn't matter. The energy was still existing from your lineage, your ancestry, whatever. We're closing that cycle now to start new. It's like a reset, reprogramming. And that's not an easy process. It's not like a button. You're literally releasing 35 years of crap. And listen, it goes back hundreds, if not thousands. It's cycles among cycles among cycles. It is so complex that there is nobody that can possibly sit and just put everything together like that. It's just amazing. On top of that, we're also closing out a 13-year cycle. So now we're going back around 13 years, 12 years, 11 years. I mean, you can give or take around that time. Guarantee you, whatever happened to you around that time is related to whatever you're going through now. You're either you had a traumatic experience that affected you and was the reason why you built up all this karma, why you're going through what you're going through, and now the cycle's ending, so it feels like you're dying. Okay? Whatever it is, you treated someone really bad 13 years ago and now you're paying. Doesn't matter. So that's a smaller cycle. Okay? We just had an eclipse in July, right? That was part of a cycle that started July 2018. July 2020, that 2-year cycle is going to end. So now we can think about it more recent. Whatever you went through with your partner, with your counterpart in your life, with your job, in the summer of 2018, being mixed in with this 35-year cycle, 13-year cycle, all of that. That's not ending until next summer. Okay? It's crazy how interconnected everything is. All right? So I'm just going to go right to it. All right, so these are things that I've written down here. See what we got. Literally, this is my book. I'm letting you guys into my personal book. All right. Here we go. So, February 2017, or the first half of 2017, right? We started an eclipse cycle, okay? Eclipses are significant because they're like the street cleaners, right? Like they're eclipsing things in and out of our lives. Did we learn our lesson? Baggage, etc. Every eclipse carries, depending on the transits of the planets and whatever, different forces, different energies, serve a different purpose. It's all part of a greater whole that we don't have the capacity to put it all together, okay? So that ended. And this is why this year literally felt like has been the most difficult year in God knows how long. And every single person here can agree, because there's nobody that's exempt from these forces, whether you're an empath or not. Nobody. This year was not meant to be easy, because that cycle ended January 21st during the lunar eclipse, the super blood moon. That energy gave off very, very aggressive energy. Okay, now let me tell you something about eclipses. Eclipses don't just happen and then you have an argument around that time and that's it, because that one was aggressive. The energies of eclipses last 5 to 6 months afterwards. So that energy lingers and then everything starts overlapping. So we've had a crazy overlapping of planetary forces and stuff that were really, really, really heavy, because we've been purging, going through a rebirth process. So right off the bat, January, the start of the change happens. So we had that aggressive energy. Many of you got into arguments with your person around that time in January, okay? But didn't know why. We were still blind to the reason, right? We were still in our ego. A lot of us still are, but we had no idea, unless you are an astrologer and you already caught on to this, what was about to go down, because shit hit the fan, right? All right, so that happened. Then we have the new moon in Aquarius on February 4th, okay? Now, new moons, that effect continued on until March 6th. So around that time, we have good luck, optimism, more hope, okay? So it could be, you could apply this to your situation. It applies to everybody, but it's going to be to you based on your life. If for some of you, it could be that in January, maybe you separated from somebody, and then you and or the other person, probably both, started to feel more optimistic. You had hope to move forward, either together or separate. I'm ready to let this go. I'm gonna start with someone new or whatever, or we can make it work. However, it doesn't matter. The energy is the same. That Aquarius energy gave us optimism, hope, and good luck. Right after the aggressive energy. Now remember, the aggressive energy is not gone though. It might be dormant, but the effects, it's not gone. It's still there, 5 to 6 months. Then we have the full moon in Virgo, February 19th. Okay? That gave off exciting energy, adventurous, sexual energy, daring, open-minded, flirty. You had this urge to break free. So for a lot of you, this was probably the time. This doesn't have to apply, but an example of this would be when a divine masculine started to feel optimistic, started to feel adventurous, sexy, like having sexual energy, flirty, wanting to try things new, avoiding this aggressive energy that just happened from this eclipse, and then went to a karmic, right? That could have been because of that. But then it all starts to change, right? Because then we have the new moon in Pisces, which was on March 6th. Pisces joined Pluto, okay, during this new moon. During this new moon, all of a sudden, we were feeling adventurous, optimistic. We started becoming super, super sensitive. We started becoming more affected by people's thoughts. We started becoming more affected by the feelings that other people had for us. We were really emotional, really emotional. So this is the beginning of March, okay? So you were probably more prone to having an argument, right? If you're in a relationship that becomes very emotional, things start to get to you, you take things very personally around that time. But to make matters worse, 2 days later, on March 8th, Mercury goes retrograde, okay? Actually stationed March 5th, which was the day before the new moon. That made us very sensitive. So that whole week, the first week of March, like, forget it, okay? Now the thing is, so now we have this new moon in Pisces, and we have increased sensitivity. We're more affected by thoughts. We're like, everything, we take it personally. But Mercury happens to be in conjunction to Chiron. Great. That brought out anger, painful words, okay? Painful words. So now we're combining being oversensitive, okay? More affected by people's thoughts, and being verbally aggressive. So shit probably hit the fan, you guys, around that time. And you know what's crazy? I'm not gonna make this for 5 years, but I kid you not, when I was writing this, I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm a medium, but these things happen to me to the freaking date with somebody. I don't even know what to say, if I know or I knew. I don't know. Because I'm not talking to him. Whatever, long story. Literally to the date. So I know I'm going to read the comments and everyone's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, so the thing is, Mercury didn't go direct until March 28th, right? So now we still have the aggressive energy from the eclipse from January. That doesn't go away, okay? Then after that, we had some hope. We started feeling adventurous, sexy. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to go meet people. I'm going to meet people, like new people. Like it could be something like that or whatever. Things are good. I'm going to break free from this negativity or this person, whatever. And then boom, the beginning of March hits. Now you're sensitive to everyone, okay? And then Mercury goes retrograde. Now you're chopping people's head off. Queen of Swords in reverse, okay? Mercury retrograde also leads you to make bad choices. Lots of ups and downs, ups and downs. So a lot of you probably felt like you were freaking going nuts. The more sensitive you are to planetary forces, the more this is going to resonate to a T. I know people, literally, that don't even know that they're sensitive, and it's unfortunate because it's a painful life. But why would you know? That's why I share. If you knew this, if you had this in advance, you would be able to say, all right, Mercury went in retrograde, is going to go to retrograde now, and it's in conjunction to Chiron. So I'm going to have the urge to like tell you to go F yourself. Hold on. You understand what I'm saying? But instead, we're put in a place a lot of times, if you don't have this information, where all of this happens and we just feel like we're losing, everything's going out of control. We don't know why. And we're trapped. And it's anxiety. And it's overthinking. And it's because you don't know what's going on. But energy's energy. And if you're close to it, you're feeling it. All right? So lots of bad choices happen here. So you could have went through a separation around this time. Whatever. You made a bad choice. Said some hurtful words around that time. All of that was led by the planets and the universe. Okay? Then, so Mercury is still in retrograde, right? Because it doesn't go direct until the 28th of March. While we're waiting for it to go into retrograde, we have a full moon in Libra on the 20th, okay? The energy from that full moon brought tension, made us moody, irritable. But at least it also allowed new opportunities for love, new opportunities for money. A lot of polarities coming up around that time with that full moon, like work versus home, good versus bad, right versus wrong, needs versus wants, right? Now, full moons, there's new moons and full moons. A full moon always directly coincides with the last new moon, okay? So the last new moon from this one is the one that we had in the beginning of March, which was in Pisces, which joined Pluto, which increased our sensitivity and made us very affected by the thoughts of others, okay? So we're still moody and irritable, and Mercury is still in retrograde. So we're in a really bad mood. March was probably not the best, okay? Finally, the 28th of March comes, Mercury goes direct. Goodbye, because I want to be able to communicate like a normal human being, right? Now, we still had some of that energy, remember. It's still the full moon in Libra made us tense and irritable. But it also, Libra's love after all. Libra's still Venus, love. balance. I'm a Libra. Hello. But Libra has a dark side too, because if she's imbalanced, forget it. That's the thing about Libra. Libra is karma, right? So because that's a tie to Venus, we still had, at least they gave us a little bit, some hope, right? Threw us a little cracker, right? Gave us new opportunities for love and money, all right? But we're still going through these polarities in our mind. We're still irritable, whatever. Then April comes, April 5th, 2019, new moon in Aries, okay? Gave us the opportunity for honor and wealth. All of a sudden, we want to increase our social life. Maybe you weren't being social. Maybe all of this stuff had you feeling, like stressed out. You're like, maybe I need to be more social. I don't know. Okay? The thing is, this new moon in Aries said, if you're overcome by fear and self-doubt, guess what? I'm not giving you the opportunity for honor and wealth. So go try and have your social life. It's not gonna work. Literally, just like that. And those effects, that doesn't mean that it's just April 5th, right? Those effects lasted until May 4th, right? So you were probably, if you didn't heal yourself or do your work, overcome by fear, self-doubt. We also had the, during that new moon, during that time period between April 5th and May 4th, the effects of the constellation Andromeda, which symbolizes purity of thought and honor, wanting to reconcile, okay? But battles with fear, literally. So put that in your mind, however, it could be anything. Throughout the time between April 5th and the beginning of May, now we were doubting, wanting to purify all of this crap that we just went through. But now we're overcome by self-doubt and fear because we're like traumatized from everything that we just went through, right? And it's even worse because in the middle of that time, April 5th to May 4th, in the middle, Jupiter goes retrograde on April 10th. Great. Jupiter in retrograde pushes us or forces us, because you can't escape it, to assess your ethical and moral values and addresses our sense of optimism. But it's in reverse, okay? Jupiter is associated with luck. Jupiter wants us to flourish, okay? But in retrograde, this year, the main theme is love. That's why all of this in particular applies so perfectly to love. But Jupiter in retrograde causes you to make immoral decisions, okay? There's a big energy for embarrassment, jealousy, obsession, destructive behavior, greed, selfishness, wastefulness, addictions, intolerance, disagreements. How's the year going so far, guys? So, like I said, so now we're in the middle of the new moon Aries, right? We still, by the way, we still have, it's 5-6 months hasn't passed yet, so we still have this eclipse energy, right? We're given the opportunity for honor wealth. So here you probably had a thought, okay, I want to reconcile, but I'm feared. This, I don't know, look, this went so crazy. I mean, I don't know, like this is just so negative. Now you have all this anxiety, whatever. Boom. You go into, if you haven't done your healing work, all the way down to the deepest level of self-doubt and fear. Because in the middle of it, hey, Jupiter decides to go retrograde. None of this is an accident, by the way. This is the kind of stuff that needs to happen to end 35-year cycles. How else is it gonna freaking happen? It's not gonna happen while you're walking in Target like, hey, excuse me, but can you just let go of all the baggage from your trauma from childhood like by tomorrow? That's not how it works. The universe has a plan. It's planned. Okay? So in the middle, Jupiter, which wants us to flourish. That's the thing. When it's not in retrograde, it wants us to flourish. So while it's creating these issues in retrograde, it's because Jupiter wants the end result to be personal mastery at the end of the day, even if it's by crawling, because you have to learn the lesson. So around this time, all right, a lot of things could have happened because of jealousy, obsessions with things. If you had an addictions, you're running rampant. People had the tendency to be selfish, only think about themselves, be intolerant to other people's opinions. So look, disagreements. So look, there was like really like reconciling around this time. Good luck. Good luck. And it all had to do with jealousy, the ego, obsessions. It's all had to do with things that we have not healed within ourselves. But the big thing here is immorality and embarrassment. This gave us the energy to do things that we probably would be ashamed of, right? This could be leaving with another person, right? Jump into a new relationship, treating you like crap, leading you to embarrassment within yourself, which then goes back to the self-doubt, which then adds to the fear. All while we're having this aggressive energy from the super blood moon. You see how it's all happening, right? You see how it all works? During that time, the fixed star of Lilith was a Sagittarius in the sting of the Scorpion, okay? And there was also the effect of the asteroid Juno conjunct the moon. Juno symbolizes the desire for true soul, mystic love, alchemy, sexually, emotionally, psychologically fulfilling relationships. Looking for your puzzle piece. So around this time, you're like, now you're getting the urge. You see how this directly, I said, you will know by the end if you are meant to have someone in your life or not. This will resonate to a T. I mean, you can't make it up. The information's out there. Write down the dates, look it up. You know? So we were actually pushed by the universe to really, truly be like, you know what? I have this desire, even if you weren't aware of it. I have this desire to have like a soul connection. I just want someone that I can connect with sexually, physically, emotionally, psychologically, in all ways. I thought it was possibly this person, but then all this crap happened, all right? And I feel so, forget that, right? Because we still haven't opened our eyes. We were in the thick of it. We don't know what the hell is going on, right? Now imagine if you had this 2 years ago, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Looking for your puzzle piece, right? That's what I want. You have this desire. Meanwhile, you're being greedy, selfish, destructive, jealous, you know what I mean? But so there's this big conflict here, right? But the thing is that the star Lilith suggests that true love will be tested by selfishness, arrogance, intolerance, jealousy, infidelity, and or disloyalty. Look at that. Now Jupiter retrograde, which I said went retro on the 10th of April, didn't go direct until August 11th. So any time in that time period, someone was disloyal, arrogant, selfish, cheating, lying, whatever, right? That was the effects of the star Liseth and Jupiter in retrograde and all of this stuff. So that was done on purpose. Asteroid Juno, in conjunction to the moon, was there to give us that inner desire. Like, you know, you have this space for this person, even if you don't know who this person is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You want mystical love, real love. Like that connection that everybody talks about, where you're like one person, right? But why do I feel so imbalanced? So maybe it's not anyone that I've met or have known, because no one's making me balance. We've learned now with the Pisces full moon what the lesson was. The imbalance comes from within ourselves, right? So we had that desire, and their Liseth was thrown in there. Perfect timing. See, because this is all divinely guided. That if you've met your true love, again, so you'll know, if you have already met your true love, then during this time, between April and August, it was tested because of the urge to be selfish, arrogant, intolerant of other people's views and opinions, being jealous, being cheating, disloyal, etc. So if this happened to you, if one person has been consistent, it is possible. Regardless, that person was meant to be in your life for your growth. Then we have the full moon in Libra on April 19th. We have the polarity thing. The polarity thing was huge throughout this entire, honestly, the entire year. It's like the conflict between what's important, what I need to put my focus on. Should I just focus on myself? Should I focus on making money? Should I focus on love? What's more, should I just focus on being alone? Should I focus on my family? And I've seen it in the comment, that has been a huge theme throughout the whole year. This is why, because the lesson was that you're supposed to focus on unconditional love for yourself and love energy. Love is not meant to be confused with like Disney, okay? When you're in love energy, all that other stuff works itself out. That's the law of life. Instantly. Okay? So we're feeling like we're going through a crisis right now. Great. So we're really not catching a break. And then it gets worse. Because now Saturn and Pluto go retrograde on April 29th. The big boys. The big boys. Those are the big boys. Saturn and Pluto, those are the big boys that are affecting. See, all of this was preparing us, but the ones that are directly affecting us to close this 34 to 36 year cycle is Saturn and Pluto. Saturn is the ruler of karma. Okay? So, they both went into retrograde the same day, the 29th of April. Saturn went into retrograde in Capricorn. Now, you guys know that Capricorn, again, because, I like to put the pieces together. Capricorn is represented by the devil card in the tarot right? Capricorn is the devil. I'm not saying if you're a Capricorn, you're a demon. That's not what I'm saying. It's the shadow energy. The things that keep you bound. Devil energy. Ego. Literally. Coincidence? No. Because that's what we have to get rid of. That's what this whole year was about. And it's painful. It's painful. It's not done. Good luck. The thing is, we also have free will. What's this free will thing about? I'll tell you what this free will thing about is. You still have to learn your lessons, but if you don't do the honorable thing, fix yourself. fix situations, take care of messes you've made, learn your lessons, etc., etc. The repercussions are huge karmically from Saturn. You will lose a lot. And the thing is, you will have to go through another cycle. And the cycle is going to be very long. That's why this is so important. Saturn in retrograde to check on your commitments to things, okay? How committed are you to your growth? How committed are you to your job? How committed are you to take care of yourself? How committed are you? You really want love, huh? With that Juno, the asteroid influence. Yeah, are you committed to that, or are you just BSing? I don't know. You tell me. I'm Saturn. I'm karma. You need to pay for things that you don't even freaking remember. Good luck. You need to pay for things that happen in the lineage of your family. Good luck with that. Hey, you were just chosen to be responsible for it. Guess what? I'm karma. The weird law of life is, even though this sounds really effed up, if you go through trauma as a child and that makes you react in certain ways, that's not even your fault. It's actually very sad. Regardless, the energy is energy. You still have to pay for your actions, even if it comes from a place that's not your fault. So all of that karma, literally, that's reminding you the power of letting go and letting God, how big God is, right? That your mind can't even process, that they're keeping a memory, this universal memory of everything, to then just out of nowhere be like, fix it. You know, that is crazy. Karma, okay, related to Saturn. So it went into retrograde as like a performance review. All right, so we did all of this. We triggered you. We didn't want to have the performance review before January because you were probably just like, it was like a dormant time. Like nothing big was happening around that time. Then what are you going to review? So we just wanted to cause some chaos. But we can't do everything all at the same time because then you're going to go into shock. Soul shock. It's too much. You can't handle all that universal energy. It's too much. It's still going to be shitty, but it's too much. So we're just going to start doing slowly, so that you can start to see your devil energies. You can start to live it, taste it, feel what it does, see what it does, see things fall, tower moments, epiphanies in front of your eyes. Okay, so now we're midway. So now I'm going to go in retrograde for this performance review. Now I want to know what you're going to do. Because now you're being greedy. Now you're engulfing in illusions, addictions, things like that, right? Devil energies. I'm Saturn, I'm karma. So now I want to know, are you committed? What are you going to do? Are you going to make a change? You said you wanted true love. You said you wanted a new job. Are you going to take the steps to actually heal what you need to heal? Do what you got to do? Or are you going to continue to hurt other people and hurt yourself? Well, guess what? Saturn doesn't go direct until September 18th. So it gave you more than enough opportunity to learn a lot of lessons. It was very painful. But the more negative that you put out there, the more karma was thrown back at you. Right? Because the purpose is for you to heal yourself and to get to a place of personal mastery, of living a life according to who you really are, your soul, not your ego. To let go of all of those ideas that you think is reality, but really comes from whatever programming you have from your parents, from this, from that. You don't even know everything in your memory bank. But your karma, Saturn's here for you to purge it. Okay? What route are you going to take? Right? If you go deeper into the darkness, you're going to feel darker than ever, basically. All right. So Saturn rules karma, discipline, structure, wise decision making for personal mastery. But when Saturn goes retro, okay, the devil energy, right? You can become pessimistic, right? The more you engulf yourself in devil energy, the more pessimistic. What happened is this year, Saturn in particular, the karma was focused on thoughts and words. That's highlighted. That was the energy of Saturn this year. Thoughts and words. Can you make it up? No, because we started with the beginning of the year with the arguments. Then we continue on everything here. Look, Chiron, painful words. The new moon in Pisces in the beginning of May, increased sensitivity, more affected by thoughts and feelings of others. Literally. So Saturn already knew what he was doing, because that's the area of life that he's taking care of this year. Okay, great. So he's here in the devil energy, Capricorn. So the more that you go backwards and do negative things, Saturn is there to just spit pessimism, negative thinking back at you. Gonna make you unable to make choices. It's gonna make you avoid responsibility to the point where things just crash. Okay, you know why? Because the more that you do that, the more effort, extra effort you have to put, okay, for personal mastery. So do you want to do that, or you want to heal? That was the lesson. It's like being whipped. It's like, until you learn your lesson, I'm going to keep making you have to put extra effort to feel good again. So when are you going to understand to just put positive beauty, love, energy out so this doesn't have to happen to you? How do you do it? It starts by doing the right thing in everything that you do and understanding that you are not bigger than God. That's it. Stop living from your ego, your pride. Stop hurting people just because. Stop living in fear. All of that. It's devil energy. Ghosting. All that stuff. All of that. Leaving with a karmic partner, another person. Cheating. Painful words. All of that. Saturn's here like, okay, I'm going to give you the energy to like kind of trick you into doing it. I want to see if you're going to be tempted. I want to see if you're going to be tempted. And I'm going to do it a lot because you're going to want to do it because you're human. I mean, you know, that's what you're going to do. So, but I'm going to really hurt you bad every time you do it until you realize I just want you to be with us in God energy. Just unconditional love. And since you are so stuck with the devil, it's the only way I can get you out. I'm sorry, but I'm Saturn. It's just what I gotta do. Really, that's it. Pluto also went retro. Same day. Pluto is associated. So this is the thing about Pluto. Same thing. Sex, drugs, addictions are coming to light. Pluto in retro, tempted you to do more of whatever addiction or compulsions you had, even if it wasn't a substance. It could be anything. It could be an addiction to fear and anxiety, okay? Running away from things. Pluto going retrograde tempted you to do it even more, like do it more, pulled you down even more because you feel like a failure from all these things. Your self-esteem is like, because you're being burned, right? You don't know what's going on. Pluto in retro is about fear of control and fear of being controlled. How does that work? I don't want to be controlled by people, things. I can't be with this person because they're controlling, right? I don't want to take control of my life either. That's the effect of Pluto. Until we realize that fear and control has no place in your life, period. because you have to let go and let God. That's the whole lesson. Again, the thing is, Pluto is super slow. That's how spiritual awakening happens. Because when you're hit, like right now, with these events to close out a 34 to 36 year cycle, that's the moment that you realize how powerful God and the divine is and how little you are. And it pushes you to just let go of fear and control and understand these things. Like, wow. So even if it was things, so around this time, if you even had addictions from like your teenage years, you were tempted to do it again, things got worse. Or maybe you had some kind of like addiction and you didn't relapse or something. You keep using like physical things. It's easier for us to comprehend, right? I'm going to keep it like the simplest examples. The pain of going through that in the first place was coming up. You understand? That was all divinely guided, because in January with the new eclipse, that 34 to 36 year cycle is closing. Done. Now, whatever choice you make, if you continue to be a masochist and hurt people and not do the right thing and not pay your karmic debt, not do right by people, not learn your lessons, not heal, not take steps to better your life and help other people, be caring to other people, not hurtful to other people, not apologizing to other people, okay? If you choose that route until the end of the year, when that cycle closes, good luck, because you're going to be like 70 or 80 years old. And that's when you're going to learn your lesson. That's why some people die miserable. That's true, because they were probably part of that group. That's how it works. Okay? Pluto, on top of all of this, purposely makes it difficult for you to transform your life. Like I said, because it's bringing up all these addictions and stuff, tempting you. Of course, so now it's like you are being pushed to transform your life, but all these forces are being thrown at you so that you don't do it, because it's bigger than that. It's not like transforming your life like, oh, I decided I'm going to join the gym and be healthier. No, it's like getting all the ugly stuff out. How do you know if you're in a divine connection? Well, because more likely than not, every single thing here applies to the T, to the date, and they probably brought out the fucking worst in you. Because anything that's attached to love energy is attached to dark energy. That's the lesson that we have to get, the light versus dark. The karmic partners, the other people they're dating, whatever, that's all like BS light, right? It's just part of the wave. How do you know? If the same way that you feel this person brings you to the light, they bring you to the dark. But not in an abusive way, in a way that mirrors this. You understand? Just like Pluto. Like, I have your best interest in mind, but I just have that energy because I'm connected to you to help bring all of this out in you, because that's what the universe asked me to do. What do you want me to do? I'm sorry. You understand? Without even knowing it. Because if you have an energetic connection or a soul connection with someone, right? And that means that when you guys are together, you have a vibration that is not the same as other relationships. Legit. It's like you were part of the same energetic cloud and then you went into two bodies. That's why you resonate with each other. But that's why your shadow energies are so similar also, even if you lived completely different lives. But that's why it's also equally as beautiful, right? So the thing is that this person was probably put in your life so that you can transform and go back to that place of high vibration. So if you want to know if you were in that kind of a connection, that's how you would know. How much resistance did both of you put to it? If you were marrying each other perfectly, how deep did you get into the shadows? Don't confuse that with like a dysfunctional relationship that just goes on the surface dysfunctional because it's abuse. Like, yeah, he told me to go F myself, like, whatever. No, I'm talking like deep. You know what I'm talking about? Like, bring out the worst in someone, but like literally the worst. For the better. Like the stuff that you don't want to look at. All of that, if someone was put in your life during this time and this happened to the dates like this, that's not an accident. If you want to call it a coincidence, it's too many coincidences. It's not an accident. That's how you know. Right? If you learn your lessons and heal, what happens is remarkable, right? So remember, this eclipse energy of aggression is still lingering, okay? Still lingering. Pluto's here to shine like a flashlight, to shine the light to our issues, all of our immoral choices, all of our embarrassments that we don't want to share with people, all of our lies, all of our addictions, all of that, everything in that little hidden corner, like down there somewhere in your body, that vault of all the like fucked up shit that you've done, your secrets that you're gonna take to the grave. Pluto's like, oh yeah, you forgot about me, right? My dwarf planet, because I'm slow as hell, like all the way far as hell. But that doesn't mean I'm not coming, honey. I'm here with my fucking flashlight. That little box has been there for a long time. I put it there for a long time because I'm slow. But I'm here now. So, excuse me, I have to get it out. You understand? Like, literally. That's what it is. And if you have a soul connection, this person was put, you are connected energetically to go through this at the same time. Because somebody has to push you to open that box. Right? And the only way, the reason why it's always relationships is because love energy is the strongest frequency vibration. That is God energy. That is the highest, most powerful energy. That's why it happens through love situations, because it gets you deep. Yep. So now we have the new moon in Taurus, May 4th. So this finally, you get an energy burst. You're like, you know what? I'm done. Because now all this stuff came to light. So obviously your natural instinct is to be like, oh my God, I'm a shitty person. You know, all this self-doubt we talked about creeping up. I want to make a change. I want to make a change. You have like this sudden energy burst, like in the beginning of May. You're like, you know what? I hurt this person's feelings. I'm going to hit her up or like text him or text her. You know, I just really want to say sorry. You know, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take a leap of faith. Like, I just have to do the right thing. You know, I want to change. Like, you know, I've been like smoking for years. Like, you know what? Now I'm starting to see it. Like, I started smoking again. I want to make that change, right? The new moon in Taurus, the beginning of May, pushed you to do that. But then you know what happened? Literally 2 weeks later, on May 18th, we had the full moon in Scorpio. Oh my God. The divine was like, great, you want to change? I'm so happy. But do you know what you're changing? Let me tell you. Full moon in Scorpio, May 18th. Painful memories come up that you avoid thinking about. Aggression, victimization, negative love feelings. This full moon was opposite Mercury, making it difficult to communicate and share things. So you're probably bottling things up, creating more anxiety, more pain, right? All this is coming to the surface. So your thoughts at this point, because this has been going on since the beginning, like it's like you've been getting run over by a train since the beginning of the year, right? Your thoughts are scrambled at this point. No, you're not crazy. No, you're not crazy. It was on purpose. That full moon also brought lack of empathy, misunderstandings, arguing, deep-rooted issues, right? And the effects of that full moon lasted until mid-June. No idea why they're making me touch this, okay? Until mid-June. So between the beginning of May, you start at the beginning of May, you're like, you know what? All this came to surface, like, I'm a shitty person. I'm a shitty person. I'm a shitty person. I want to change. Did that for 2 weeks. The divine was like, I'm so proud of you. Let me open the vault then. You want to change it, right? And then you shocked yourself because you didn't even know how much crap you need to change. Now your thoughts are all over the place. So between the beginning of May and mid-June, if you were in a divine love relationship, there's lack of empathy. I'm not dealing with you, misunderstandings, deep-rooted arguments. It says arguing deep-rooted, like deep fucking rooted. Like, this is not a normal argument. Like, this is like deep shit coming up to the surface. Boom. I swear to God, all of this happened to me. I did a video here, and I was like I was like, guys, I haven't had a fucking panic attack in like years. Like 5 years out of nowhere. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. There you go. And I'm like, when I started, I was like, oh my God, mind blowing. Then finally, okay, so now we have the beginning of June, June 3rd, we have a new moon in Gemini, which joins Aldebaran. I put a little heart for Archangel Michael, right? Aldebaran, I love Archangel Michael. But Aldebaran gives the energy of courage, like Archangel Michael, who protects you with his sword. But it also has the energy of putting you in an astronomical state of stress and anxiety. Like, really, do you need any more? Astronomical. Aldebaran gives off that energy. I was like, and I swear to God, that's what I said in the beginning. I channeled all this stuff without having any knowledge of it. So when I put this together, I not only realized that this happened in my life perfectly, in particular with a particular person, and it also literally, I channeled it in my readings without even realizing that it coincided. During that reading, I was like, that was the reading that I said, who asked for a sign of Archangel Michael? And the entire reading was about letting go of fear and anxiety. And I shared with you guys that I got a panic attack out of nowhere, I haven't in years. That was planned. June 3rd. Aldebaran gives you energy and courage, but astronomical state of stress and anxiety. Literally, I had the courage to stand up for myself and share something so personal. I sure did. But the stress and the anxiety was still there. You know? At this point, your thoughts are like all over the goddamn place. So if you're wondering, why am I not in union? How the hell? You're not meant to be in union in this time. Because this whole time is about being in union with yourself. So you can be, if you're supposed to be with this person, you're supposed to go through this apart so you can come together. If you're supposed to be with this person, like literally. Don't you see? It's all written. If this is your person. Because if there's a possibility that this could resonate with someone you're never going to talk to again and was just put there to teach you a lesson. But you know what? You will know the difference. Because if it literally resonates with every single little thing, that person's supposed to be there one way or another, even if it's a friendship. Period. You have a soul connection. That's what a soul connection is. You were put here to do something to my fucking soul. Thank you. Like, you did it. Thanks. That was your job. You were aligned to do that. You know? That's how you know. If it's like you just had one argument with one person, now all of a sudden you think this is your soulmate, this is not resonating, this is not the person, and this is not the timeline. Okay, so Venus trine Jupiter, June 3rd. So now the thing is, on June 3rd, we have the astronomical state of anxiety and stress, like as if we haven't been having that for 6 months already. So like we're like literally, I had like a nervous breakdown in the beginning of June because, and most of us really almost got to that state, losing our goddamn mind because it's like, how much can I take? It's been 6 fucking months of this shit. And if you're psychic or a medium or have gifts of some sort, even if some people have gifts, you don't even know it, but you will know if this really hits you hard because you're feeling it the most. That's why. So then on the same day, June 3rd, Venus trine Jupiter increases your need for love and affection. So now we're like literally like, think of an image of like you're in a corner shivering. Like, okay, I'm stressed. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I need love. Someone needs to give me a hug. Like, I just need someone to help me. Like, who do I reach out to? Like, I need help. Okay? So now you're feeling vulnerable because you almost can't take it anymore and you need love and affection because this is astronomically affected, like stressful. All right? Now, Jupiter square Neptune on June 16th, right? Guess what happens? During this time, you probably reached out to someone, got together, had affection, right? But then we had all of this scrambled thoughts, full moon in Scorpio, aggression, victimization, hard to share feelings, painful memories are still affecting us, okay? Some shit possibly hit the fan because Jupiter square Neptune was a test of faith due to embarrassing loss of face or some disappointment, okay? This brought to light that you may have been too trusting of someone and you realize that you shouldn't. So it was probably around that time, June 16, that you were like, I shouldn't have trusted this person. So now you opened up to someone for affection and love, okay? Because you got into this state of astronomical stress. Something happened that was embarrassing, okay, and disappointing. And now you're convinced yourself, I must have been too trusting of this person. This person's not who I thought they were. Like, fuck you, you're a fucking liar. Seriously, this is written. That's why I'm putting it right here, like, because you could Google. This is written. So you might have gotten back together with somebody, separated again. Again, this could apply to like a family member. Who says you weren't put here to have a soul connection with a family member to do all this? But again, it's romantic love that has the most power. That's where it gets you. And all of this is predestined. All of this is predestined. Bigger than than anyone will ever know. Nothing. Everything. 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 Then, Saturn sextile Neptune, June 16th. Okay? You finally, after all of this, you understand your own limitations. You're like, okay, I get it. I am too argumentative, or I don't have patience, or I whatever, okay? But you're keeping to yourself because you're still like overwhelmed. Like, this is too much at this point, like, you know, whatever, okay? But the full moon in Sagittarius on the 17th of June helped that too, because that brought the energy of being able to clearly see feelings that cause disharmony and stuff like that, okay? Like, you finally, like, all of this got to the point, it got so bad. It got so bad. All of this, okay? Because we're talking, if you had an argument or something happened, embarrassing loss of face or a huge disappointment. Like, we're not talking simple shit. We're talking addictions coming up, painful memories, embarrassment, bad choices, like scrambled thoughts, okay? So now, Sagittarius is like, I'm here to just make you understand now. We opened the box. You see clearly now that you have an issue, right? Yeah, okay. But you don't have the desire to reconcile with anyone or do anything like that because now you're like, okay, but I'm overwhelmed. What do I do about this? It's a shock. Even if they did it slowly, it's a shock. Okay? Jupiter then goes square Neptune at that same time. So it's like June, mid-June, right? That disappointment or embarrassment that happened made you question yourself. Are you a good person? Feelings of inadequacy start popping up. Do I even want to reconcile? Maybe I'm like an awful person. You know, all of these things going down into depression. Because Mercury is opposite Saturn at the same time, which makes you mean, angry, envious. Breakups are huge around this time. Sadness. Saturn's still in retrograde during this time, so it's all about karma, like giving you your karma. So Saturn's here watching all of this happening, saying, okay, I'm doing this because I want you to learn self-discipline. Do you understand? Like, this was bad. Whatever happened in June was bad. Okay? Mean. Embarrassing. Like, nervous breakdown. Again, you could write this down. It's really insane. Okay. Now we have full moon on the 17th of June. Okay. The fixed star, how do you say that? Achilles, right? The energy of that has a tendency towards giving you a morbid outlook. Great. Do you see? Like, literally, this is all ridiculously written. So now all of this happens, and this star gives you the tendency to look towards, like, have a morbid, like a negative outlook on life, right? So it's like, God, I'm a shitty person. Look what I did. It's all my fault. I can't reach out to this person. I can't get this job. That's not helping. Again, this is all there's a bigger reason. The constellation Ophiuchus gives you passion and makes you easily seduced. That's the energy. So in the middle of this constellation blurs the mirrors a little bit and makes you very easily seduced. So this is usually around the time where people either go back into bad addictions, go back into bad habits, or like run to a new partner, start dating someone new, you know, they're very easily seduced. So in the middle of all this stuff, this shit hit the fan, I'm the worst, whatever. There's that star putting blindfold on so that a karmic situation can come to you and you'll fall for it, because now you feel like, whatever, I'm the worst anyway. This is like, what else? Like, you don't even, you know what I mean? And this star is also associated with poison and medicine. So in particular has a lot to do with people that have drug addictions and stuff, probably like relapse. So now we go forward. The solar eclipse, freaking refreshing for like 3 days on July 2nd in Cancer. It was refreshing, optimistic, good times, right? Pride, luxury, pleasure, friends. Let's go out. Let's get some drinks. Isn't that crazy? It's all lined up. So you had this shitty situation. Now then, Ophiuchus makes you easily seduced. So let's say that this person went with a karmic partner, right? You were easily seduced. Then the solar eclipse in Cancer makes you think you're having a grand old time with this person. Yay, I'm refreshed. You know, I was going through all this bad stuff. Now I'm having fun. Woohoo! And then Mercury goes into retrograde on the 7th. You start getting nervous again on your own. You start having racing thoughts. You start to get into arguments. Okay? Remember that Saturn's about thoughts and words this year. Okay? And then the lunar eclipse comes on July 16th, which is very powerful and confrontational, okay? And it was the very close conjunction to Pluto. So it was super intense emotion and reactions to things, compulsive behaviors, power struggles, okay? Because basically, you got seduced by Ophiuchus because you still didn't want to heal. And then karma then hits you again. Like, you didn't learn your lesson, so you didn't learn your fucking lesson. You got tricked with this good energy of the solar eclipse into thinking this person, great, I'm having a good time now. And then boom, no, motherfucker. You're not learning your lesson. Okay? These power struggles literally left you to crisis. Literally crisis. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay? And this was square to the dwarf planet Eris, okay? July 16th, like I said, during the lunar eclipse, okay? Which brought overwhelming feelings that triggered painful memories, heartache. And it opens your eyes to what is ugly and hidden behind naive assumptions of reality, and see what's covered by lies. Kid you not. Just like that. You got seduced, you fell for it, you had a little moment of a good time. Then you started getting bracing thoughts and stuff and on your own again because you knew that the stuff was still lingering inside. Then that manifested into arguments on the outside. Then you had finally in the lunar eclipse like actual powerful confrontations and started engaging in compulsive behaviors, okay? Left you in kind of like a crisis. And now the dwarf planet Eris, all of this brought you back to where you were with the overwhelming feelings to trigger painful memories and heartache. So whatever you didn't handle, there it is. That's not, because you cannot outsmart the universe. So it's like, why? It's like, but you're walking, I'm a human. I'm not trying to outsmart the universe. Just tell me what I have to learn and I'll fucking do it. I don't want to feel this way. But no, this is the only way that you'll learn. And the universe knows that, okay? How you learn depends on what's written for you. If you were guided to my channel, that's written also. That's why I give examples in terms of soul connections, okay? Twin flames, soulmates. Because if you were guided to hear this from me and not someone else, it's because that was your way of learning. Okay? So literally, now that dwarf planet opens our eyes and all the ugly stuff that was hidden, you saw it again. You're like, I'm so naive. That's not reality. Like, I'm just lying to myself. Okay? Seriously. Then we have the new moon in Leo on the 31st of July, which Leo is fun. Leo has very fun energy, but Leo was teaching us patience, right? Because there was all this fun energy, but then we were also stressed and anxious. So it's like, I just want something to change. I can't take this anymore, okay? Go into the 15th of August, the full moon in Aquarius. That need for love and affection grows stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger while your underlying relationship tension worsens. That happens on purpose. So now you want affection again. That's getting stronger, but your problems are getting worse. So you're becoming more distant with your person, okay? And you want affection more than ever. So now you're like, I don't know. That leads to what? Anxiety, high stress. Home and family is the main focus this whole year. You have the Mars aspect that adds anger to the mix. So now we're angry too. Pluto adds control and power issues, right? We have the Sun conjunct Venus, which brings happiness and love and affection and the need for that. So you have this need, but then you're angry because you have all this anxiety and you just don't know what to do with yourself anymore. Like, I'm done. The moon opposite Venus is desperate for love. Like, literally at this point, you need affection so bad. But that could bring you into the darkness because it gave you the opportunity. It could lead you, or have led you, this is past, to settling by substituting true love with things to ease that need for affection, or with people, or with drugs, or with going out, whatever. Again, there's a repercussion for that. Because what you're doing by doing that is avoiding what you're actually supposed to be doing, which is fixing things that went wrong within you and your life or whatever. The end of August, the new moon in Virgo. Finally, it's like, please, it's all about expression. It's the call for expression. Very good energy for a reconciliation. A lot of you got contact during that time. If you weren't talking to your person, sextile to Pluto, all of those buried, deep feelings that were buried inside, all exposed. And you want to break free. That's it. Like, you learned a big portion of your lesson, and trust me, oh my God, this is gonna keep going until next summer. But the bigger part of it, guys, is now. After, in October, you're gonna start to see such a big difference. It's like, oh my God. Okay? But all of this happened to this degree because now, August 30th, you're like, okay, the feelings aren't buried anymore. Like, I'm clear. I know what it is. That's probably for a lot of you the time where your person was like, okay, I love this person. I'm in love with this person. That's what I got in my last reading, right? What? You can't fucking make it up. Welcome to mediumship. Because you know if it comes out like that, it's not me manipulating it. It's a force. Four of Swords, going within. Meditating. Like, that's it. You're like, I surrender. I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering. I'm in love. 10 of Pentacles. I want to be with this person. 6 of Cups. Reminiscing about the past. All of your buried emotions from the past are coming out. Cups are emotion. 6 of Cups is reconciliation, rekindling past connections, soul connections, anything that has to do with the past. But this is, I love you. I want to reconcile. I'm just going within a little bit now. Like, I'm surrendering. I know the truth now. Swords are truth. What I need to do to go forward about this. See, because I always see this 4 of Swords. Swords are communication. You're taking a break to figure it out. When you're ready, you get up, you take that sword, and it becomes the Ace of Swords. Like, okay, I'm ready to communicate. Can't make that shit up. I'm gonna leave that right there. That's beautiful. After a period of no communication, we now know I want to reconcile. Literally. And this, like, it just came, you know, I'm just saying. I understand my abilities, but I will never truly understand my abilities 100%. I just let them happen. It's like they happen before my eyes. Same thing about the universe. You will never truly understand God's plan, but it's happening before your eyes. You have to just let go. All right? So you're starting that you want to, so around this time, the end of August, you finally got more control of your emotions. Finally. You finally have more control of your emotions. I mean, because what else are you going to do? Like, at this point, you're like going to die. Okay? There you are. No communication. You're like, I have more control. And a lot of them, they realize that this is about love. I mean, obviously, they're in love with you. Right? Around this time, relationships may evolve to the next level. Okay? Or the other way, you will let go of the relationship completely. Never to look back, close the door. You have 1 and 2. Option 1, option 2. It's one or the other. But that's going to happen between now, this decision for the majority, because Saturn, karma and all that stuff is going direct. The 18th of September, like, this is now. You're clear. It's now. Like, I'm not, you know, the epiphany is there. You don't need to sit on it for that much longer. It's ridiculous. Mars square Jupiter gives you now the willingness to take risks and bursts of energy. So now you're like, okay, I'm giving the example of someone that, you know, is in separation, because I can apply this. I have this energy. Okay, so now I'm willing to do it. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to contact this person. I want to reconcile. I love this person. But Mars is showing its face, which brings out moody and selfish energies. Jupiter square Neptune, which brings up suspicion, paranoia. Mars also adds feelings of inadequacy because of your expectations for love. You start to think that they're not in touch of reality. Neptune is also showing its face, increasing your sensitivity, your level of insecurity, confusion, guilt, shame, fear, rejection, literally on purpose. You can't make this up. This is all written. Get an astrology book. Get an astrology book that was written 5 years ago and has this information in it. So you know, it's like, whoa, right? So now we're like, okay, I want to reconcile. I love this person so much. Oh my God, I love this person. I love her. I get it. I don't want to do this anymore. Mars square Jupiter. Okay, I got the energy. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to call this person, whatever, right? Then boom. Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune. It's like, oh, what if this person has another person? What if this person rejects me? What if they hate me? What if they don't answer? Am I ready to deal? I don't want to deal with that stress. It's going to hurt my feelings. But what if this person is talking to someone else? What if they're going to chop my head off? What if this? What if that? What am I even going to say to this person? Like, like, what do I even say? Guilt, confusion, shame. I'm so, like, this is all my fault, okay? Mars, feelings of inadequacy. You know what? This person's probably better off without me anyway. So it's like, you got there, and then this happens. Literally. But this is where the beauty comes in. Because after that is the full moon in Pisces that we just experienced. That's why I said it's the most beautiful. Right? Because that full moon in Pisces gives us the desire to make that step, to contact that person, to make your wrongs right, to let bygones be bygones. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. It also signifies endings. Pisces is deep and emotional. Okay? So now, there's like a sense of, it's like beautiful calm, because we're just waiting for September 18th for Saturn to go direct. We're not going to be hit with the karma anymore. But we already learned, we know what we need to do. So it's like the calm before the... But Pisces runs deep. Okay? Because the full moon in Pisces says, look, okay, look at how far you've come now since the beginning of the year. Look at everything that you went through. You get it now, right? Did you learn your lesson? Do you know that you love this person? Do you know that you need to leave this relationship? Do you know that you need to take that job? You get it now, right? Because we've made things very clear. So I hope you make the right decisions, because at the end of the day, it's your choice what door you open with this key that I've had for quite some time, because I'm telling you, I know things so ahead of my time as a medium. Sometimes I know things ahead of my time and I don't even know that I know it. I don't know how to explain that, because I look back at readings from God, and because I'm in a trance, I don't even notice what comes out of my mouth. And I look back like, I called this entire thing. Sometimes I do it for my own life. I'm like, wow. Right? It's key. So special. So now you're here with this key to the gate of Saturn, which is the gate of karma. If you open the gate and go through Saturn, you will forever and forever be free and connected to your soul. And it's all abundance in all areas of your life from then on. Right? So now you're given the key. That's why the Pisces full moon is so special. Are you going to open the door? There's this calm right now. Or are you going to go to the other door? If you go through the other door and don't do the right thing at this moment, because we are closing a 34 to 36 year cycle, okay? You're going to go more backwards than you ever have in your life. That's why, again, like I said, I never noticed why. My last readings, a million of them in a row, was all about, you need to let go of the Nine of Swords energy. You need to let go of fear. They keep saying let go of fear. They keep saying let go of fear. They keep saying let go of fear. Like heavy. I couldn't even take it. I always know that I channel the message, I share it. I didn't put two and two together. Now it's like it makes sense. It's now. You have to let go of it now, or you're gonna go the wrong way. Now, that doesn't mean, and I always say that this is not Disney. We learned from what karma, what Saturn, what all these planetary forces did to us, that this world is not. We're not on this earth to live Disney princess shit. After this whole year, that was part of our lesson. Love and romance, not the same thing. Love is whatever got you here, to where you are right now, to this place of growth. That's love, actually. That's actually what it is. So I'm sorry, I just got a crazy message. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. So now we were asked to look deep at our shadow energies. And now we were brought to this place where we can talk about it and transmute that to positive energy, okay? To balance out our dark and our light. And if it has to do with rekindling with somebody else, if you both chose to go through the right door and you both come to rekindle, the alchemy that you're gonna feel, I don't give a shit if you're just like, let's be friends. You're gonna feel it. It's just gonna be there. That's what I was saying about things not being Disney, right? This doesn't mean that all of a sudden someone's gonna come back and it's like, let's get married now. Listen, for a lot of you, the energy's there. It's like, look, we went through hell. Like, let's just do this. I can't anymore. I can't. For a lot of you, yeah, that's just the reality. But for a lot of you, this is the start of positivity. It could just be coming back to just transmute that energy and make it positive. And if this person's meant to be with you, then it evolves. Again, you will know. I said you will know by the end of the reading if someone was brought to you for a reason. Was it a lesson and that's it? Or not? You'll know by how you feel on the inside. And how much it makes you smile. If the shit makes you smile, then you know what it is. Okay, so yeah. There's more that I tied to this. I want to talk about what to expect in the next couple months. That's not going to be an hour and a half of information, but I also can't be here for another 30 minutes. So I might post another part 2 with that, which is, okay, now what happens? And I'll incorporate that with a reading. Let me just pull 3 more cards. There we go. So this was long, but this was meant to be long. I told you. Look at that. Going within. You can't make it up. That anxiety. Always. It's amazing how they do that, right? How they pull out the perfect cards. That anxiety. I've been through hell. I'm going within. I gotta do something. This is love. I gotta make things right. And it's not just because of love and romance, like I said. It's about loving yourself. If you love yourself, then it doesn't sit right to do wrong by people or things. Because you're doing wrong by yourself. That's what it is. But this is someone's getting engaged. Sorry. I'm like, I don't want to be whatever. I'm like, oh, not romance, but that's tangent. Someone's getting engaged. And I've been saying that. Some of you legit, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like, look, King of Wands, Knight of Wands in reverse. That like in and out energy is done. That's that like, I have 100 side chicks kind of energy. Done. Some of you, I said it's just going to be like that because you're at that age too. Like, that's it. You learned, like, if you got to this point where you're learning these lessons and you were one of the chosen ones to get to a state of higher consciousness and actually, look, be victorious. Yep, and we're talking about divine masculine. There he is, the Emperor. You can't make it up. He is the Emperor being victorious. That's it. I'm going to be victorious. I don't want to be anxious anymore. I'm the Emperor. Where's my Empress? I want to rekindle with my Empress. Okay? Like I said, for a lot of you, it is going to be like that. It's going to be like, look, that's it. We've been, whatever. Who cares? Relationship, no relationship. Title, no title. Like, can you just be mine? Or move in together? Some of you literally might just get engaged just because you already know. Because some of you have been in a relationship with this person for a very long time. Some of you, this is like your husband and are separated. I do enough personals to know. So for you to go through all of this heavy, what you just went through so heavy. You can't unsee it, you know? You already know. Some of you already, like, I'm bound to you. You know? And grateful. That's for some of you. Some of you, this is the beginning of a friendship, whatever, but look. We are finally victorious after a period of going within and dealing with that anxiety. And we are going to rekindle and ask for the 10 of Pentacles. I want to be with you. That was an accident. Well, that wasn't an accident because this is what wanted to come out. O-M motherfucking G. Sorry. The Sun, divinely guided, the High Priestess and the Hierophant together. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. They never fail to fucking amaze me. Split the deck, Moon card, followed by Strength. Divinely guided spiritual connection to the highest degree. High Priestess, you've been the High Priestess for however long. The High Priestess is all-knowing. She's psychic. Divine Masculine was the one spiritually awakening also. There he is. Now he's the Emperor. You've been the Empress. And now the Hierophant's also commitment. Now you guys are spiritually, I said, you're spiritually bound. You know that now. You are Sun card, spiritually bound. High Priestess, Hierophant. So you are now, after going through all of this transformation, after this period of anxiety, it tore you down. You know, you're my 10 of Pentacles. That's it. You're my soul connection. You help me. I'm the Emperor now. Be victorious. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? Spiritual connection. Spiritually bound. Divinely guided. This is the divine. This is the divine. This is the divine. This is the happiest, most blissful card ever. That's it. Let's get out the dark. We've been in the dark. We get the lesson. We're ready to start at 0. Brand new. Be strong, because we're strong now. And the infinity sign on top, higher consciousness. We're good. We tame the beasts. I love you. Wow. Alchemy. Alchemy. Temperance. Let's balance this out. Let's rekindle. That's it. So I hope that this helped you guys. Okay? I did this for myself anyway. I was going to keep it in my journal for myself anyway. Why not share it with you? We are the Emperor now. You guys are ready for this spiritual union. The High Priestess has been the High Priestess the whole time. Now she has her Hierophant. Right? Now you could talk about planets in your couch. Cool. Love and light, you guys. Bye. I'll do a part 2 for the future events, but it'll be a shorter one, okay? All right.